What's up guys, today we're going over the Funnelweb, which is the new hot SMG this season, and in this video I'll be first showing off how to farm this weapon and why in my opinion it's better than the Recluse ever was, and I'm going to try to back that up with some facts to prove it, and finally I'll be going over a really good build. I'll probably be maining on my Warlock once I get this on my account. So what is the Funnelweb? Well, it's a 900 RPM lightweight frame SMG that is void, which is perfect for void builds this game, and is the exact same type of SMG that the Recluse was. So how do you get this weapon? Well, it is a road drop, which means there's no way to intentionally farm for this weapon. Outside of just ranking up your vendors and random drops, there is no way to necessarily farm for it, but there is like a glitched way, which is once you get to rank 15 with Finch and unlock the deep sight tier 3, what you can do is cross save to another platform that does not own the Witch Queen and do one of the deep sight chest farms. And since that platform doesn't own the Witch Queen, you can no longer get the Finch weapons or armor from it, and all is left is the real drops, and most of the time it's gonna be Funnelweb, and that is more or less the only way to actually farm for the weapon. I haven't done it myself. I know there are a few guides on YouTube. For example, Glad posted one, so I'm probably gonna check out that guide, make sure I'm doing it correct before I do it on my account, but I'm definitely gonna do that before the raid and try to get one on my account with the role I want. And to do this chest farm, all you have to do is grab those two chests you just saw, go back to load zone and do it again. So what is the role I want on this weapon? Well, starting off with the left column perks, there's gonna be roughly 3 that I think are worth your time. The best one being subsistence, and with this perk, depending on your mag option, every kill will return ammo to the magazine, and with the setup I have, it's gonna be 7. I believe you can get up to 8, and you're gonna be easily killing enemies in less than 7 or 8 bullets, which means as long as you're not spamming and missing like crazy, in theory you should have an infinite magazine. The other person left that might be decent depending on if you play on console or not would be perpetual motion, which will give you reload speed and stability, which might help out for controller players. Another decent perk that isn't better than subsistence but could still work decently well is gonna be pulse monitor. Whenever you become red bar health, it will completely reload the magazine, and that'll happen even if it is stowed. But overall, subsistence is definitely by far the best perk on left, and should result in almost an infinite magazine or make it so you have to reload way less often than usual. Then moving on to the right column perks, there's only going to be 2 you want to look for, and that's going to be Frenzy and also Adrenaline Junkie. And with this being a void SMG and with void 3.0 just coming out, Adrenaline Junkie is by far the best perk and the one I definitely recommend you get. If you don't know how Adrenaline Junkie works now, think Swashbuckler but for grenades. So it stacks up to ×5, and every weapon kill will give you 1 stack, but you can also get a grenade kill and get the full ×5 instantly, and this will be a 33% buff to both the headshot and body shot damage of the weapon. And we compare that to Frenzy. Frenzy will only be a 15% increase, so way less damage increase, but Frenzy will also give you near max reload speed, which would pair pretty nicely with subsistence. That way when you do have to reload the weapon, it'll still be extremely fast and pretty much have full uptime of shooting the weapon. Another part of this weapon which will help subsistence and having an infinite magazine is the built-in trait, the Vice Stinger. And how this works is damaging an enemy with this weapon has a small chance to reload the magazine and increase movement speed while aiming down sights. So overall, the Funnelweb role I want would be subsistence and Adrenaline Junkie with a mag option, for example a pitted mag, and with that role you won't have to reload that often at all. And with all the crazy void 3.0 builds, you always have ×5 Adrenaline Junkie, which is going to be the highest damage buff on the weapon. Another good role would be subsistence Frenzy, or on the left you can also put perpetual motion. But the title of this video is that it's better than the Recluse ever was. So the Recluse, when it came out, was a 50% increase to the headshot damage and a 150% increase to the body shot damage. So compared to Adrenaline Junkie, we have 33%, so still not better than Recluse was. But we pair that with Font of Might, which will be a 25% buff to our void weapons, and all you need is armaments or ordnance to create a void elemental well. All you gotta do is nade a target, pick up the void elemental well, and now we have the 33% increase of Adrenaline Junkie along with the 25% of Font of Might, which those will stack and result in a 66.5% increase, which is already more than the Recluse was. And we can go even further with Volatile Flow or Volatile Rounds, which will further increase the damage of this weapon, because as you'll see in 1 mag on Carl, it will proc that 4 times, and every single time it will hit for 7,711, which is a lot for the SMG. So if you just do some quick math, all in all with those 3 things going on, it's going to be 124% increase to both the headshot and the body shot damage. So when it comes to headshot damage, the Recluse was only ever 50%, while with the Funnelweb we can get up to 124%. However, the body shots on the Recluse were a little bit better still. And just to make it clear, if the Recluse came out today with the tools we have available now, the Recluse would be better than the Funnelweb. But I'm comparing from peak to peak, so when Recluse came out and everyone thought it was broken with the OG Master of Arms, compared to the Funnelweb now with all the things we can do to buff it, the Funnelweb right now is way better than Recluse used to be when it came out. And it really isn't even that close. So you can easily slot the Funnelweb into pretty much any Void 3.0 build I've showed so far this season, or any one you've been running. So for example, on the Titan build I uploaded yesterday, I would recommend running the Syntheseps with the Funnelweb, and all you have to do is use your shoulder charge, get the overshield, and go crazy with your Funnelweb. Then just to make sure, maybe once or twice, get a few more melees to make sure you have your next shoulder charge ready. But what I want to show off is a new Warlock build, taking advantage of this Funnelweb roll, and I'm pairing it with a Blinding GL and the Parasite, and our exotic armor piece of choice will be Verity's Brow. You guys should know what it does. I've used this so many times in builds, up to double grenade damage and getting our grenade back a lot faster whenever we get kills with a matching energy weapon. So the Funnelweb in this build. Then looking at the mods we'll be using to create Void Elemental Wells, we have Elemental Armaments and Elemental Ordnance. Then we have Bountiful Wells, that way we get 2 Void Wells per proc of those other 2 mods. Then we have Phantom Might and Volatile Flow. The other important mod will be Grenade Kickstart on our gloves. And we have Chaos Accelerant for the overcharged vortexes. And then we have Feed the Void for Devour on the vortex grenade kills. We have the Bloom Fragment along with the Oppressive Darkness Fragment. And finally, we have the one that will increase the duration of our vortex grenades. So now with this build, our grenades are just actually insane. Like, you just throw your grenade, which will proc Adrenaline Junkie and Devour and Volatile Rounds and Phantom Might for your Funnelweb. You go crazy with that, and before you know it, like literally in a second or two, you already have your next grenade. And now this grenade will do double damage on top of everything else it's doing, including the debuff and lasting really long and having the huge radius. So yeah, pretty much like 1 or 2 second cooldown on your grenade that does all kinds of stuff for you, and we'll just kill everything, and everything that dies will proc the Bloom Fragment and just explode more stuff. It is just crazy. This is definitely gonna be my new main Warlock build once I get a good roll on the Funnelweb on my account, because yeah, it's pretty good. Like usual, I'll link this dim build in the comments. And yeah, I think that is gonna be it for the video. The Funnelweb right now with the tools we have available is way better than Recluse ever was. And like I showed off with the numbers for headshot damage, it honestly isn't even close at a 124% increase with the Funnelweb compared to 50% with the Recluse. And it just pairs so nicely with Void 3.0 builds. It really is just a musket weapon this season. And even though Volatile Flow is from the artifact in future seasons, once we have the new fragments unlocked, you'll still be able to get volatile rounds on your void weapons by getting grenade funnel blows, which is arguably even more efficient for this build anyways, and you only have to pick up the void elemental well. So yeah, this build is definitely not going anywhere soon. It's gonna be really good for a long time. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. The rest of the video will just be some strike gameplay with this build. Like usual, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.